Welcome to another episode of the Strange Motion Way podcast. I'm your host, Tim Strange, along with my first wife,
Carrie Strange.
You don't want to comment about first wife?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
So we have an in-house, and we're not really in studio, it's our dining room that we set up here. We have an in-house guest. I can't believe we let him in the house. We have Kenny Davis, came all the way from Arkansas.
Not for this.
Not just to do the podcast, but he
happy
said,
birthday, Izzy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Izzy. They're in town celebrating Izzy's 21st birthday. That means he's getting old as hell.
Yes.
Known Kenny for, I don't even know, we met at Street Machine Nationals. You think Springfield, I thought DuQuoin.
I think it might have been DuQuoin or Springfield 1. I think
it was Springfield.
I think it was Springfield because you showed up with the white and purple car. I really do think it was in.
I remember you had the turquoise 55 with the T seats in it and the blower motor.
That would have been about 93 or 94.
Okay, I think we met before that, but I don't remember. I was like, oh, yeah, that's your car.
So anyway,
yeah, I blocked it out. Kenny has been around the industry for a long time. He's done a Good Guys giveaway car. He's won Custom Rod of the Year with a Nomad he built for his dad. Used to do the Builder's Choice at Texas. Yeah. So you've been runner-up for Street Machine, Grand Champions. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just been around. And a lot of people's been wanting Kenny on their podcasts. And thank you for doing ours before the Roadster Shop. They've been trying to get you. They talk a lot of smack about me on there, too. So they're going to listen to this because they want Kenny on their podcast.
Like I said, between the two of us, between the two podcasts, I think I've talked more about than anybody else, I think.
Yeah.
So this could get interesting.
So we warned Kenny that we don't edit, we don't censor. Sometimes you might hear a few cuss words.
I'll try to be politically correct.
Yeah, right.
So this is the shortest podcast ever. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Yeah. So, and now you got a hot rod shop in Arkansas. You got Bob Thrash working there.
Yep.
Like a genius artist, delicate genius, I'm going to call him that in a good way. And then you have a whole bunch of collision shops as your main gig.
Yeah, we started off in the collision world. Well, we started off in the hot rod world. You know, I grew up with cars. My dad had a 1955 Nomad. I think he bought it in 73 or so like that. I was born in 71. Grew up in that car for all my life.
See, I always thought you came home from the hospital in that Nomad because I came home from the hospital. I always thought.
I think it was born in the backyard. I don't think there was a hospital.
Probably in Arkansas. They still have.
We do wear shoes in Arkansas, not all the time, but we do wear them sometimes.
But like I always thought I was brought home from the hospital in my dad's '68 Chevelle. And he goes, "No, actually, you were brought home in the '55 Nomad." My dad had. It's a cheap car back then. It was $800, and
well, they used to tell my dad when we go to car shows back in the '70s that anybody can have one of those late model cars. You just go down to the car lot and buy one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Dad in his 55 Nomad. It was orange and white. And we traveled the country in that car, man. I remember, you know, everybody talks about driving them and we drive cars. Back then, we'd go to Colorado Springs to the National Nomad Convention, or we'd go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee to National Nomad Convention. And we had four-wheel drum brakes. We had a power glide transmission, a 283, no air, no AC, AstroTurf.
No sound deadener.
No sound deadener. And an 8-track. It had brown AstroTurf. And it's a gorgeous car, but we had it all of our life, man. We built it 3 or 4 different times and then took it to SEMA. And we always said that it would never get sold. And we took it to SEMA. And when we built it the last time, Dad just he wasn't up for the LS. It had an IRS under the back of it. He just wasn't his cup.
I think he was scared to drive it.
I think that's what he was
because it was it was almost too nice for the road trips. He thought. Yeah. I disagree with that, but I say, Kenny, you built your dad a car and he didn't want to drive it. He wasn't impressed with the car.
Yeah, probably what it was.
Is that the one that won Custom Rod of the Year, or is this the new one won Custom?
So we sold that car and then we bought another one and we built it the way he wanted it. At that time, Roadster Shop was coming out. I'm not sure we wasn't one of the first of Phil and Jeremy's sales. It was in Indy. I think I picked up 3 chassis from them, and that was the Nomad, the one we got now. But Dad always wanted a big block in it.
I didn't realize that one had a Roadster Shop underneath it.
Yeah, Dad's got a Roadster Shop. It's got one of the first ones under a Revo under it, and I guess it'd be called a Revo back then. But big block in it, air and everything, and that's the car now he drives. And I mean, he's kind of stopped driving that car a lot, and he drives his sedan. But I think he's got 40-some thousand miles on that Nomad. He's been cross-countrying it 2 or 3 times on Good Guys Tours.
Do you remember what year it won Customer Out of the Year?
2000, because I won runner-up Customer Out of the Year in, God dang, I don't remember. And I run Rod and Custom of the Year, runner-up in 1 year or a couple of years, and then it was red also. It was it was one with the North Star.
Oh, okay.
And the Pro Street with the North Star in Des Moines. My first Good Guys event, I was driving through there, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to pull over here." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "This is a specialty parking area, and we got a top 5."
You thought you were in trouble already.
I did. I thought what it was. The funny part about it was we were cruising around that fairgrounds, and here's a 55 Nomad tubbed with 3321 5s, and it had a chassis under it, and but it had a Cadillac North Star converted to rear wheel drive. We're pulling around there in the back of Des Moines, and down one of those streets, the guys had wet down the streets, and they were doing burnouts. And Angie was like, "Oh boy, don't." I'm like, "I'm not going to be able to." I said, "This car's got a North Star. They won't spin any freaking tires." I said, "So we just got to park and let everybody go by." But it was that, and then we built Dad's car, and then it did really good. I mean, I think as far as Nomads, it's probably one of the most photographed cars of Nomads that there is out there. But he's now driving his 55 sedan a lot, which we built. I think he's got 50,000 on that car. They were just in the Florida Keys with it for 2 or 3 weeks.
That's got an LS in that, though, right?
That it did. We started out with a big block, and we took it on the road tour. Me and him went to Chicago and then Detroit, ran back with him. We got home, and he was like, "Dad, you know how farts get." It was like, this car only got X amount of gas mileage. I think it needs an LS. I'm like, "Really, Dad? We're going to pull this out because of gas mileage?" So now it's got gas mileage, and now every time we stop somewhere, "Son, I got 24.2 miles to a gallon on that." Proud for you, Dad. I'm really proud for you. So, but he drives them. So,
have you never met Kenny's mom and dad?
Bless their heart.
Bless their heart. They deserve a medal. I still can't believe that they even still speak to you. You live right down the road from each other, so you don't really have a choice.
As my mom, my dad will tell you, I'm 54 years old, and my mom's still trying to have an abortion. So, Dad has said that one before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I always hug your mom and dad. So
they're great people. They're great people.
Yeah,
they've been really fortunate to run. But we run together still with them. We were just in Des Moines with them.
So you think his parents put up with him because he builds their cars, helps them build the car? I mean, your dad works too.
Well,
cars,
no,
but
it's because when Dad retired, Mom told Dad he could retire, but he couldn't stay home.
Yeah.
So he goes to my house, goes to my shop every day. So
it bothers Bob Thrash all day long.
Him and Bob
How does him and Bob get along?
Let me tell you about that scenario. So they get up, they go to the shop.
So, back up. So we're kind of out of order here, but Bob Thrash, if you don't know, has been around a lot. He got his start that I got to know him early on, late 80s, early 90s with Rad Rides. He grew up over there, I think.
But I think before then he did some other stuff too. But
designed wheels, designed paint, graphics guy. For the longest time, he's done graphics for Ring Brothers and all these people. Everybody just known him as the graphics guy, and he's a hell of a metal craftsman.
Oh heck, he's way better at metal than he is. I mean, he's one of those guys that's probably, as I've heard people say, he's probably the most talented guy in the business. Bob is extremely talented.
He's just one of those guys. Has he ever tried to do upholstery?
Well, right now he's building seats for my 58 bed, building all the frames.
I just think he's just one of them guys.
Yeah, he's building all the seat frames and everything for
him. He can do it.
When you go, "Bob, hey, I got an idea," and Bob will he'll either go, "Okay," and that means either, "Yeah, I like your idea," or "No, we ain't doing that shit."
I still remember one of his rough sketches. I think it's on his page or it's been on the interwebs. It's this little narrowed roadster with no roof, it's a one person.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to build that car with the trick suspension he designed. He's got a mind. But
I got him this time. When he left Troy's, him and Troy, it was time for them to split on both sides. I don't know the deal and everything. I love them both to death. I love Troy. I think he's a great guy. I love Bob to death. Bob lives there now. I put him a place in, so he's got a place to stay.
And he gets along with your dogs.
And he gets along with my dogs. He gets along with my kid. He gets along with my wife.
All right, Kenny.
It makes it almost like they want to move me
Everybody
out.
gets along with your wife. I don't know why. But
everybody tolerates Kenny because of Angie.
Yeah. Well, as you've always said, hot chicks with low standards.
Yeah, that's right. And how I got her, you started dating them when they were young enough. They didn't know they could do better.
We've been married 31 years, and I tell you,
she's 28.
She's a freaking saint. She's a saint.
Yes, she is.
We're here this weekend with my daughter. She turned 21, and I said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Vegas." And she's like, "No, I want to go to Nashville." And I'm thinking, "Oh, this is going to hurt." So last night we were down on the strip down in there, and today I think I need a liver transplant.
You got there earlier. We were over in the next town, Columbia, to our monthly cruise in when we're home is at Mike Wolf's Columbia Motor Rally, and we were just talking. It's like, you got there about 8:30, 8:45, didn't you? You got there pretty time, and I got you snuck in. Mike was nice to let us go in to see his private collection, just me, you, and him. And
those belt
I told Carrie, I go, he was kind of rushing a little bit, like, okay, I'll do this for Tim. Well, then you start asking the right questions, and then he kind of like tilted his head. Then he started giving you all the information about it.
He's not the idiot he looks like.
Yes,
yeah, that was totally the look that Mike's like, oh, this guy's smarter than I thought he was. So
no, that was really cool and everything. So no, I think the reason I got up early, I think we got in about 1:30 last night, and been drinking Red Bull and vodka. So I'm still up on the Red Bull right now.
Yeah.
So, but I think if you scratched my eyes right now, I might bleed to death. So.
Allegedly,
to Nashville.
I mean, since me and Carrie don't drink, we've got some people back to the rooms in different events and different builders. And so me and Von Hot Rod, we've saved half of the industry at the show. And I remember the first few times we went to SEMA, every night we would just walk the strip. Like us together and a couple other people. And used to find the cheap steak place at 2 a.m. And now we haven't made it to the strip in the last 5 years.
SEMA is one of those deals. I remember going, man. I run with a group of boys that raised in the shops and everything, really great kids, and we would go out to SEMA, and we couldn't wait to get there. We get there on Friday before because it was always Halloween. Mm-hmm. And if you have never been to Vegas, you've never been to Vegas until you've been to Vegas on Halloween. And we'd get out there and we'd run for 3 or 4 days nonstop, man. I mean, just as hard as can be. Last time I went to Vegas for like 4 days, I went out there and I ran for about 45 minutes and slept for the next 4 days.
The 1 year, when we get there, Carrie has to work. Like, she's there for like 10 days. She never makes it in the buildings because they're running the races. And like, this was a couple years ago it was like Friday we were there. I'm going to go drag races on Saturday and Sunday when I don't take a car. And she was mad because she's getting all the food for the snacks for all their crew. And like, you go to Costco and get all the snacks for the week for a lot of people. And she's like, I'm so mad at myself. I wouldn't be in bed by now. It was 10:30. It was 10:30.
No, I think it was 9:30.
It might have been 9:30.
It was 9:30.
But I remember, this is why you don't buy used rental cars. I remember you would go to the rental car place. It's like, do you need insurance? It's like, can I get insurance if I fart in the car? I want that. And I think that transmission lasted 2 days that year.
I think that might have been, was that the Volvo we were jumping in the Stratosphere parking lot?
Yeah.
Or was that the town? Because I crashed at Grand Marquis and wiped the front end out.
That was the car. I remember we were meeting people across the street from SEMA. There's that hotel over there. We were meeting people. Then we were all gathering. You guys were coming, and we were going to eat someplace. And we're standing out there in the parking lot, and we hear this. And like, what the hell is that? I go, guarantee you that's Kenny coming. Here you come. Sliding around the corner. Allegedly. We have to say allegedly.
Yeah.
We say allegedly so much. We started when we had my dad on talking about allegedly. So I think John Barefoot, that's the metal guy for Johnson's, I think it's a drinking game for him now. Whenever he listens and he hears allegedly, he has to take a drink. We have a drinking game.
My favorite rental car one was we lost at Grand Marquis one time. We were partying. We went over, I think it was the Palms. We found it 2 or 3 days later. We found it at the Palms because we got over to the Palms. We started drinking. We wanted a limo. Limo pulls up and all of a sudden we're in this limo, and I look back, and there's some people in the limo that shouldn't have been in the limo with us. And I'm like, dude, what are they? And they're like, oh, they needed a ride. I said, dude, they're hookers. And he's like, no, they're not. And the girls go, yeah, we are. And I'm like, pull this sucker over right now. Get them out of here, guys. And he was being nice. It was John, and we weren't picking him up. He was just being nice, trying to get somebody right. But we got back, and days later, the next thing I know, dude, we've lost the car, and I think we found it by the receipt. and that's how we found it. We found a parking receipt in somebody's purchase pocket trying to find the car.
I think the Hangover movie was based off of you guys in Vegas.
Well, one of the boys,
Probably.
Adam, went with us one time. He just met his girlfriend, who's now his wife.
Just remember, this will go out for like
No,
forever.
this
these
is
stories,
good.
So.
Adam
we know some stories that aren't getting out. So.
Adam knew Diana and had met Diana. Well, Adam went out there and met up with Diana while they were out there. We lost him for 3 days because his cell phone died. He had no money. He didn't know, but he knew where the trailer was. And I told the boys, I said, guys, it's Friday. When it's time to leave, we're going back to that trailer. And I said, we're going to put these 2 cars in it. We're going back to Arkansas. If Adam's there, he's there. We got back, and he had broken into the generator door to get into the trailer, and he was asleep in the floor in the trailer because he's like, I knew you guys wouldn't leave the trailer. He said, so I'm back. So, I mean, we used to go when we'd first get there, and we'd write it. We'd take a Sharpie and write our hotel name and room number across our stomach.
That's a true story.
Yeah, you've seen us do it. So when we got out and got tanked up, we knew how to get back.
And you used to stay at the Stratosphere because he says, no matter how drunk I could get in a cab,
I
just
could
take me to
find
the
it.
highest point in Vegas, and they drop me off at the Stratosphere.
That's where I hit that Grand Marquis. I hit the valet sign coming back in there one night and rolled it up over the hood, put it in the windshield. And John and them said, I got out of the car just as smooth and cool as could be and threw the keys and said, I'll see you in the morning. And the next morning I get up and the rental car's toasted. Yeah, so we've had some fun. We've had a good time. Luckily, nobody's been hurt doing that. So
Doing that.
Yeah,
Note.
yeah,
doing
there's
that.
been a lot of the other, but
Yeah,
Carrie doesn't drink, and you hit a limo one time
I did.
and dented it
Yeah,
with
and
the
then it
mirror
took
and
off.
screwed up the mirror on the
Allegedly.
rental car.
The guy made me mad.
And like she was in the wrong lane. He's like, you hit my car. And she said, then you shouldn't effing park there. And then off we went. So, yeah.
Allegedly.
were you there when we had the dually with the smoke switch? I know Big Tex was with us one time. So I had this dually and we'd figured out how to interrupt the turbo, the variable vane, and it was called the smoke switch. So we'd go up and down the strip in this 1-ton dually that we pulled the trailers out there with. And we could pull up to an intersection and I'd hit this switch and it'd interrupt the turbo and just start dumping diesel fuel in it. And it would blow the blackest smoke out of that exhaust pipe. And you could just pull up the intersection. I think we did it for about 2.5 days, just pulling up the intersections, making it where nobody could even see, giving people lung cancer. We're kids, man, retards doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of fun with everybody. I mean,
My favorite was all the stories that we would get out of you as we would walk up and down, in and out of every casino, and walk probably 10 miles a night. And every time we'd go by a bar, we'd get you a drink. So the stories just got longer and better.
We knew we didn't want to carry your big ass home, so we
knew the limit.
I remember we went to that place the time when Andy and Phyllis got married, and he went with us after the wedding to their dinner.
Yeah,
we went to like
that was when he tried taking the.
It was like a seafood place, and
Yeah.
Carrie was just like, "What are you drinking?" So we learned if you're going to get drunk, you drink beer with ice and drink it through a straw.
And I don't do that anymore. I don't drink.
And Carrie was just like, "What do you drink?" Yeah,
I used to drink beer with ice.
Carrie is what we call an instigator. She
Yeah.
was getting you 2 at a time.
Yeah.
And by the time we left, they had these really nice glass mugs, and you had parsley in your ear, and you were carrying a shoe.
Because you had
One shoe because you had new shoes and you had calluses
Yeah.
and blisters, and you're walking out. They're like, "Excuse me, sir," and you turn around. What that do you want? And they're like, "Have a nice night." They just let you walk out because you had parsley and a shoe and their expensive beer mug.
Yeah. I've grown up a little bit since then. I don't drink beer anymore. I drink vodka now.
That was a long time ago.
I don't remember. Yeah, I remember the parsley and the cup and the shoe in his hand. I didn't remember all the other.
My poor wife, she'd go with me out there. It's like, I mean, she'd go with us and she's a trooper. I mean, she'd run with us many times. You've seen us do, I don't know the stories you could tell on here, but do you remember the trophy at Springfield?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we could tell
Can
that.
you tell
That's
that
a
one
good
on here?
trophy.
Yeah.
We got to playing practical jokes back and forth
Whoa,
against each other.
We got to start back in Des Moines. So what started this practical joke? Do you remember what started the practical
Yeah,
joke?
might have rode on your trailer.
Yeah, so Tim's sleeping. Carrie's driving home from Iowa. That's when we lived in Illinois.
We have a black car trailer that I never washed.
Yep. And Kenny wrote something on the back of it.
Fornication with goats.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Everybody is driving by us and honking.
big on the back of our enclosed
And
vessel.
I'm just waving. I'm just like, oh, it's really a car person. Oh, it's really a car person. Had I known what I was waving and smiling about, when we stopped at gas and you woke up, and
I was
called,
sitting.
everybody keeps, and Tim walks around the back of the trailer and he goes, Kenny Davis. So that was game on.
Yeah.
So go ahead with your story.
But
Kenny.
then there's more in here. Not just the kicker was that one. So Kenny didn't used to be an air ride dealer, so you'd buy airbags from us, and we'd send them to the dealership.
Oh yes.
So Carrie would wrap them up and make labels on the box like they were sex toys.
Yes, and they would come into the parts department.
Yeah.
And the guys would just go, "That's got to be for Kenny."
And then the one time, Carrie, she used to do sex toy parties, and she sent Kenny adult entertainment parties. Well, she sold devices, I guess you would say. So she sent a sex sheet, blew it up, lubed it, and sent it to Kenny.
Oh yeah, but no, that wasn't the biggest part. But the grab handle was the part because you put the rear.
That was just an accident. But when our UPS man grabbed it, his hand went in there and goes, Carrie, you need to tape that up. We told him we had the best UPS guy ever in Illinois.
So I did
but the tape got knocked through. And then you said, you called and was like, I know this is from you. So they were always scared you were going to get kickbacks at the dealership.
Yes.
So they had to open what you got shipped, and they had to walk across the street and says, the office lady is carrying a blow up sheep under her arm to me right now.
Oh man, and there was another story that my mom and dad were over for Christmas one time. I'll not tell the whole part of that story, but they were over for Christmas one time, and here comes a Christmas card from Tim and Carrie. And my mom opens the Christmas card. She's like, "Oh, here's from Tim and Carrie." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead and open it." She opens it, and this picture comes out, and my mom just stands there and shakes her head.
It was the year that Carrie got something done, so we sent out birth announcements. They weren't the picture of her, but it sent out a birth announcement in the Christmas cards, like, welcome the bouncing baby twins.
Yes, and my mom just shakes her head. And she's like,
Sorry,
I just don't know about your friends.
And
she still says that today.
Yeah, she does. Okay, so now we go on to Street Machine Nationals in Springfield.
Note to all, you don't want to play prank wars with Carrie.
No, so me and Angie drive a 55 hardtop, I think we had at that time, and it was a nice car. It was a really nice car. Just a major resto mod car. And we walk away one morning, and I think we went to get donuts to try to kill the hangover. And
No, you're going too fast. You forgot about the day before.
Oh, no. Not yet. This all happened in the same day.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Kenny's right.
I'm trying to remember the day before. So I walk away, and I remember me and Angie are coming back, and Angie's like, "Man, everybody really loves your car." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know why." I said, "It's just a dang old hard."
It was a cool, like you said,
it was a cool car, but there was way too many
stock with some Boyd wheels. It was just
way too many people around the car. And I walk up and I look over everybody, and there's a trophy standing in front of the car about 2.5 foot tall. And on that trophy,
6 foot tall.
And
on we hauled it in the bed of our dually.
And on that trophy says "Best Anal Scene, Kenny and Angie Davis."
It did.
And this little old lady looks over at me, not knowing it's me. She looks over and she goes, "I think I'd have left that at home."
But Angie thought it was funny.
Oh shit!
Until she realized her name was on it.
Yes. Yeah. Until she realized her name was on it. She's a trooper, though.
As soon as they walked away, that trophy went out.
It was there for like an hour and a half.
I was sitting across from the car videoing everybody that walked up.
Yeah.
I saw that video somewhere.
Is that trophy still in your shop? At one time it was still in your old shop.
I don't know where it's at now. It's probably still floating somewhere. Yeah. It's still floating somewhere.
So later that day, there was some shenanigans happening in the venue, and some of the folks from St. Louis were asked to leave the facility.
It was a dry fairgrounds.
It's a dry fairgrounds, and they were drinking.
You don't remember this part?
So they went back to the hotel in the afternoon early. I had come to the event a little bit later that morning because I had to do some abstract art. It was some of those guys.
I think it was Mike.
We're going to say Kenny Muter. You knew what he was going to do until he got kicked out.
Nobody's going to know difference.
So after everybody left the hotel in the morning, I had this sheet made.
Yes, I do remember that.
Kenny Power parks his trailer out by the interstate and with the main road where everybody pulls in, and he had a beautiful white trailer. So I took this sheet and it had Davis dildo delivery.
No, down the side of a 48-foot trailer.
So then we go to the show. It was on there all day. And then these folks that got kicked out of the venue got blamed for it when Kenny got back, because how would I have done that?
Yeah.
I came back with Kenny.
Like, got blamed for like over a year.
Time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good ones.
She prepared all of this.
I did. There was like 3 things I did to you that weekend.
You
and
called
then
it
you
truths.
finally called it truths.
It can get out of control real quick. It's like the Roadster Shop boys when they were stickering up everybody's vehicles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brett, from when he used to own Ride Tech, he goes, this is going to get expensive because I'm going to have to pay somebody to fully wrap somebody's semi-rig to put an end to this. And Brett would have done it.
Yes, he would have.
I still got Roadster Shop and Vinny Jair stickers on my truck, and I opened the gas filter up in the wheel well. There's Roadster Shop stickers, and
my guys at work are bad about that too. There's no, I mean, I'll drive around with a Biden sticker on the back of my truck, and I'm like, come on, guys, really? Don't make me look stupid. So, yeah, a lot of fun though.
Oh my
Been
God.
a good run.
So let's go back. We skipped the beginning part of how we normally do it. So little Kenny, growing up in Arkansas, correct?
We talked about, remember, growing up in the Nomad and driving
but
around.
we didn't talk about school. What kind of student were you in school?
What do you expect?
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Were you in any?
But is in Arkansas, don't you guys?
What
I mean, that was sixth grade.
Yeah, you guys graduate in 6th grade down there.
No, I was a really.
Remember, your mom might.
I know, and Mom will tell you this. I was a really good student. Now, my brother was really good student. I was a pretty good student up until about 9th grade, early 10th grade. I went to church a lot and everything like that, and I was a really good student. I always liked cars and stuff like that. And then in 10th grade, I found out what TNT was, not dynamite. Tits and tires. Mm-hmm. And then once I found out about what that was, I kind of got off the rails a little bit. And I did graduate.
Yeah, this is a common occurrence for all the car people we talk to. And it's like, it's not that they were a bad student. They just realized if they didn't have auto shop.
I had auto shop.
Yeah, I didn't have auto shop. They didn't want to be there. They're like, I want to be working. I want to be at the shop. I want to be at the gas station or whatever. It's like, I ain't got time for this book learning stuff.
I got to running with some not bad guys, but some rough guys. And I got kicked out of school. So I got kicked out first time for drinking. And
were you drinking at school during the day?
Allegedly.
He's learned.
There you go. And allegedly, and had to go to had to go to alternative school for that. And I come back, and then I got kicked out again for allegedly drinking again.
Didn't learn the first time.
Yeah, no, and then it was alternative school and summer school, and alternative school was one of those deals like they sent you to as punishment, and it was like you went 4 days a week, and if you behaved, you didn't have to go Friday. If the teacher
and you're going to school with other party guys,
and if the teacher smoked in class, you could smoke in class, and I'm like,
welcome to Arkansas.
I'm like, and this is supposed to be bad.
And since you're in Arkansas, you're all cousins.
Yeah, but Mom made me go back to regular school. Now, don't get me wrong. Mom made me go back. So
she thought you were getting too comfortable with that crowd.
Oh yeah. So I did, but I got straightened up pretty quick and got into the real world. Went to work and went to work.
So in school, were you in any sports?
No.
Any clubs?
No, not really.
Did you work on a car in auto class?
No. Well, we had auto mechanics. I had in 10th grade. I had I had English first hour, and this will come to part of it. I had like English first hour, and then like history or something, and then if you took auto mechanics or an engine class, that made up for science. So I had like auto mechanics, woodworking, small gas engines, welding, all of that stuff in school. So
that's what we had, the metals and woods, and I took woods because I realized the metals because I was in high school. I was already working at a body shop and grew up around cars. So the metals is like you built a tool holder. It was like, I'm not going to do that. But I did wood, and I still have my dresser that I built in class. It's still together.
Well, we do stupid stuff. We go throw a 1x12 in the planer and crank the planer down and speed it up and then take off.
Do that with Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall was a legit.
No.
If you showed up, he also taught drafting. I like really draft. There was a time I almost wanted to be a draftsman. I couldn't afford school. If you showed up without your pencils, you sat there and got a 0.
Really?
He says, in the real world, you show up at a job site without your hammer, they're not going to let you go home and get your hammer. I mean, he was a really good, strict, badass. He was the football coach and all that. And you talk about nerve-wracking when we rebuilt a wrecked truck that Mr. Hall bought, and I worked on his truck. Like,
wow.
He was one of the first guys. You're going to do it, you're going to do it right if it's worth doing. He was, very instilled, and he lost his crap at a football game and flipped off the crowd and threw his clipboard and had a big meltdown.
Yeah.
He was great, Mr. Hall. Like,
drives like
everybody that had Mr. Hall, you've always got a story, but everybody had respect for Mr. Hall. He was really good. But anyway, a lot of these schools we have an amazing auto program, the Spot Low right down here. That's a county, it's like a junior college down here. We talk to the kids. They teach auto, woodworking, building trades, electricity, robotics, cosmetology, everything right here. Like, people can go to the robotics and get a job out here building stuff for the car factories.
That's what it should be. The trades are what's needed.
Yeah.
I'm a big micro
fan. I'm too. Huge micro.
There's so many kids that saved them from getting. She don't like it when I knock.
It's loud.
So many kids saved them to graduate. Everybody that had auto class and welding and woods, would 90% of those kids ever graduate high school? Probably not.
I had English problems. Roger
still do.
Roger Lee will still tell you the same. I mean, he is always making fun of me on it and everything. And I always had English problems. So my senior year, I had a makeup of 10th grade English. Senior year, I had my second hour class was junior English redo. My senior year was English third hour. I mean, I had 3 Englishes and one to have to go to summer school for because I couldn't pass senior English, But it got to the point the teacher told me, "Hey,
you were a super senior."
Yeah, she said, "Just shut." Yeah, 6 years. The teacher would just
wait. 6 years of high school?
No. My mom will tell you that I'm the proud graduating class of 89, 90, and 91. And,
I love your mom.
So I mean.
So when did you meet Angie?
Oh man.
You guys go to school together?
Oh, way earlier than that.
Okay.
Way earlier than that. My mom and dad, where we lived, next door neighbor was my mom or my aunt and uncle.
Okay.
Which was Angie's mom and dad's best friends.
Okay.
So we grew up together. I mean, they were there next door. I mean, now next door to us was like in the country, was across the field. But across the holler.
That's what we learned when we stopped at his place the first. I owned from holler to holler. That's a ravine for all you non-Arkansas.
So I've known Angie since we were about 4.
Oh, okay.
And then
she is a slow learner.
Yeah, she is. And then we started dating when she turned 16 and I was 17. And now we kind of kid dated before that, I had a tractor accident and I was 15 or so. I rolled a tractor over, collapsed my lungs, broke my ribs and eyes and arms and all kinds of did weird shit to me. And Angie broke up when she found out I wasn't going to die. That's her joke that she sells. She says, "Yeah, when I found out you weren't going to die, that's when I called you and broke up." So I'm like,
for those of you that don't know, Kenny has 9 lives, and he's living on number 11 right now. So
I still got 3 on the 9.
Yeah, he's you guys think I am klutzy and I have lots of accidents? Meet Kenny Davis.
So we know about the tractor accident. While we're on this part, we'll go back to school.
Yeah.
There was Super Rod or Street Rod Builder. They had a big article on insurance and hot rods, and the lead picture was the Willys that you exploded. I remember getting the call from Angie that day, and you called me on that one. She called me when you did the rock crawler accident.
Yeah. I mean, the tractor, the rock crawler, the Willys. The Willys was a 41 glass Willys with a blown big block in it, and back at that time I used to have a really bad drinking problem. Now I just have a drinking problem. And I got in the car and shouldn't have, was building the guy, allegedly, I was building the guy car that was in it with me, and we went down the street and I throttled on it and lost control and hit a telephone pole on the right-hand side, and it threw me and him about 30 foot from the car, face down in a church parking lot. And
why
got up, walked away.
My father-in-law and those of you that leave car shows shouldn't get on it because they do get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a crowd there, it's really bad.
How far did you say the breather?
No, the speedometer went like 6 ounces down and hit a guy on the leg.
I thought it was the breather off the motor.
The complete front clip was sitting in the middle of the street. I mean, we never found a part of the right door. It just disintegrated the right door. The guy in the car with me, he flew out. We both got knocked out. The police were there already. They were behind us. And the cop got out and he was like, what happened? And my lawyer, which was surprisingly on a motorcycle behind me. And he was like, the throttle hung.
Because the lawyer just hangs around you.
He was at the time. Yeah, we were running together.
That was that.
He's still a great lawyer. Chuck Chadwick was awesome. And we reached up and grabbed the throttle and pulled the throttle back, and the throttles were hung wide open. Well, it's because it was still attached to the firewall that was laying in front of the car. So, yeah, that was one.
That was the one that, if you had not called us yourself, we would have never believed anybody that you were alive.
Yeah. That car looked like somebody just threw a hand grenade in it.
Yeah.
And then you had an off-road accident.
Yeah, I got thrown out of a rock crawler. I was rock crawl racing, which I love.
The story, I thought, of course, as we get older, the stories.
Oh, they got embellished.
I thought, you didn't even get, fully strapped down because you were just test driving this thing in a parking lot.
No, it wasn't that. We were over at Grand Lake below the dam on rock, and I had my buggy over there, which had a Whipple-blown LS in it at the time, and it broke a little piece off the intake manifold because it rubbed the hood and broke it off. So I was like, hey, I got a boat plug, one of those spin-up boat plugs. I think I can go to the truck over there and put it in there, and it'll fix it. So I borrowed my buddy's rock crawler. Just as everybody does, how many times you got in the car and just went across the street and not put your seatbelt on? Mm-hmm. So I didn't put my seatbelt on because they were all lap belts. And John, my best buddy, was in there with me. And we were just going 600 foot across the parking lot. And there was a ledge about 4 foot tall, which for a rock crawler is nothing. Mm-hmm. I pulled up to it, nose to nose over. There were 35 of my friends standing less than 100 foot away.
You don't have 35.
35 acquaintances. Okay. Very good acquaintances. And we nosed the nose off of it, and that's the last thing we remember. My buddies behind us never seen it. My buddy that was in it with me, it kind of jarred him around a little bit too, but he walked away with nothing. We think it threw me through the windshield. And then, because it stopped, and we think it threw me through the windshield, and then it flipped, and when it did, it crushed my head. And now I have 27 1-inch steel plates and 75 screws, and it degloved me off of here, and they air vac me into Tulsa, and man, they told me I'd have to learn to walk and talk and ride again. Still hadn't learned to talk right, but everything else, man, was just got through it.
And can you still, does half your mouth not make saliva?
No, it paralyzed me dead center of my face. They had to sew my eyes shut, and it paralyzed me dead center of my face, and I couldn't make saliva, and I still don't make tears.
You gotta put eye drops in.
No, there's two types of tears, and I make one type. I don't make the other. The funny one is I'm deaf on this side during the summer months, and during the winter months I got hearing.
What the hell?
Because the temperature...
That just sounds like an inbred thing.
The temperature closes it up and shuts it on and off, and because it's so tight in the eardrum where it busted all... Because it Humpty Dumpty'd my head. It eggshelled my head and broke my up through here, through my temple and all that too.
So you make saliva good now?
Yeah.
So I remember, having dinners with you before, and you'd be trying to eat bread and drink a lot of water.
I still have to... I mean, I make enough, but... I still have.
That's how those food champion eater guys do that. Drink water and get the hot dogs wet.
Yeah, I can't to eat a hamburger, to eat hamburger bun or something like that. It's almost impossible. I have to shove it down with water.
But you were supposed to die. Mm-hmm. Well, Angie called us crying. It was like, man, she really likes him. We didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, that was a rough deal.
I contributed. I've got some really good friends that were there at the scene. One of them was an EMT on an ambulance. Matt was there. Todd actually got on the phone with the hospitals and told them, said, "Look, guys, you got to have a helicopter." And Todd, they were like, "We can't bring a chopper in until the ambulance gets here." And the ambulance, I guess, was getting there. From what I don't know, I was awake, but they were. I don't remember any of it. And Todd stayed on the phone with the chopper, and the ambulance guys were like, they wouldn't even touch me. I was laying on the rock. My head was gone. It degloved me from here all the way up through here, pulled all this off, and they wouldn't touch me. And so they evacuated me into Tulsa and put me back together. And
it's amazing what doctors can do. It really is.
They told me, all of this, and so I come out of the coma come out of the coma 4 days later. And that's a funny one. How I come out of the coma was I was in the bed and my foot was sticking out of the bed. So all my damage was to my head, nothing else. My feet were laying there, and my dad walks into the room and grabs my big toe and shakes my big toe and says, "Morning, son." That's the only other bone in my body that was broke. It was my big toe. And my dad reached out and grabbed my big toe and said, "Good morning, son." And I guess I
and you woke up.
I guess I woke up.
Cussing him because you touched the broken toe.
Yeah. And so I guess like a day later, the doctors, they expected to have me there for months. And the doctor said, I said, "When can I go home?" And he said, "When you can get up and walk." And I guess I swung my feet out of the bed and stood up. And the doctor was just like, so I went home. I went back to work 20 days later.
Wow.
I don't remember anything until about April. I went back rock crawling before I remember being back rock crawling. My wife took me back with my two best friends at the time, put me back in the rock crawler. We went back to the same place. And back in the rock crawler again, because that's just a sport that probably the best sport I've ever been in. I love it more than anything. And I don't have a rock crawler right now.
See, Carrie crashed really bad a little over a year ago.
I remember that.
She's not been back to that track yet.
I have been back to that track.
Well, yeah, you have not rode. Yeah. She's been riding her bike around the driveway. She's all healed up, but yeah,
okay,
you got to go back to the scene of the track.
You got to do it. If you don't, you're going to be away from it.
I had a talk with that corner when we were there in May, so we did have a nice little talk. But I do need to go back and ride. But the other day, so I want to ride in next month. So Tim tells me, "Well, you need to start getting on your bike." So the other day, I'm like, okay. I go out in the garage, I get my bike up, I air up the tires, and I go out and I'm riding around. I rode around for quite some time. I come back and I tell him, I got my bike out tonight and I rode it. And he goes, "Did you tighten the tire?" And I go,
wheel?
"What?" And he goes, "Yeah, we just put the wheel on. It's not tight."
Oh, boy.
It was maybe finger tight, but it's not like she's jumping or wheeling.
Not like she's wheeling.
But like it could have hit a bump and the wheel could have popped off, and it's like break her ass off again in the driveway riding around on the flat.
Bad.
But the thing about that is don't be afraid of it, guys. I mean, the one thing, my boat's called 9 Lives, and everybody makes a joke about it. It's called 9 Lives. It's got Bill the cat on it with one big eye messed up, kind of like what I look like, all screwed up, and try not to say F words, and all screwed up, and it's got the 9 marked out and got a 3. So it's got 3 lives. Well, now since then, there's one more of those gone. So now we ought to change it to 2, but we leave it at 9 lives. So, but I'm not afraid of that stuff. It's just, I don't want to die tomorrow, but hey, man, I've had one hell of a run. So it's been a lot of fun.
You have to live life.
We've heard a lot of stories about you, and I thought it was funny. I was like, this morning we went to the Mike Wolf Cruise Inn, and I know Mike, so I asked him, took us into the collection. He's like, "Oh, man, if you want a bike, this Vincent runs right here." And you're like, "Well, my family won't let me ride one. I just want one." I don't. He kind of looked at me like, "Is this guy for real?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, Kenny's had a lot of crazy accidents." So.
Yeah, I don't need another good bump to the head. I've still got a Harley. My father-in-law bought one, and when he passed away, unfortunately, at a young age, we got his Harley, and I think I had it restored 25 years ago, and it's got 137 miles on it. I sold my Harleys and all of that too, so I don't ride that anymore.
My dad finally bought a trike because he's had open heart surgery twice, and that bone plate would move on his Harley. He could only ride it about a half an hour.
Wow.
His bone chest plate goes back and forth. So my dad was a diehard Harley guy, chopper guy before he got into tri-5s, and he goes, "I ain't doing a trike. Those are for sissies." Well, he finally rode a guy's trike, and now he has his trike. Like he rode it.
If he wants in the wind, that's what he's got to do.
Yeah, he loves it.
He says, "It's like going a little thunder going on." He said, "It's like going down the road on a recliner." He said, he's 77 years old now. He said, "I should have done this 20 years ago." He said, "I like my trike." I was really surprised. He's been riding that. That was him and Mom's thing. When we lost Mom, it didn't move for a while. So then he's out riding it now. So it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'd like to have another Harley, but around Northwest Arkansas, they've moved so many people in there.
Yeah.
And the deer are so thick.
Could you imagine riding a Harley through Nashville?
Oh, no. we bought a C7 Vet the other day. It's supercharged, aftermarket, got all the headers and tunes and all this. Makes about 700-800 horse. And me and Angie the other night are coming home in it. We're cruising down the road, running the speed limit, not speeding. And I'm talking to Ange, and all of a sudden she says deer. And about the time I turned like this, it come through the door glass, hit me on the cheek, and knocked the mirror off and knocked the door glass out, cut my arm all up, slobbered all down my cheek. And I'm like, how the hell do you get hit by a freaking deer?
So you got deer slobber on. Now you're probably going to get some rare deer disease.
Probably got deer disease or something like that.
Yeah.
Deer fungus on you.
That happens.
But it's fun. The car world's amazing. I mean,
one of the stories, we're going to get back to school because we're going to get to history. We broke down one time on the way to Street Machine or SEMA.
Oh.
And we were having trouble with our transmission on our dually, our first dually. Lowered extra cab short bed. So it was like, we'll get to Arkansas. It's like, everybody in town. It was a Chevy. You worked at a Ford dealership. So it's like, yeah, my buddy can get it in. So we're hanging out while they're fixing a wire that like a stick came up. And so we're hanging. So this is one of Carrie's favorite stories. You going to tell the story?
About the little boy?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
No.
So we're sitting in your office. And
she quotes this.
I know this one.
This lady comes pulling up. You're like, I got to take care of this lady. Like, we're supposed to have her car done. I don't know who she was, so I can't say. She's not going to find out about this. But little old lady with her grandson, and she comes in, and she's like, so, do you have the car done? He's like, no. So we had problems with the neutrons.
No, you're mixing two stories.
No.
He was doing an estimate for this lady. That's why they went out. He left the grandkid in there. He had to come back in and get some papers. The lady was out by the car. The other thing is another story. Oh. And then the little kid's in the office playing like with a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, and we're sitting in there with him. Kenny walks back in. He goes, shit your pants, little buddy. And we're just like,
it's okay.
And he looks at you the same way. He's like, nah.
Carrie still quotes that. That's been
all the time,
25 years ago or longer. Yeah. But that same time, it was like somebody else, she didn't get their car done. They're like, I got to make up some crap about this. And it's like, well, it's humid. And it's like, the neutrons and the protons. So we got a neutron neutralizing lights, a little stick. Oh, I want that. Okay, we'll have it for you tomorrow.
Yeah, I used to bullshit my way through it.
Used to.
Carrie says that shit your pants, little buddy, at least once a week.
Man, that kid, I remember that little kid looked up at me and he had that grin on his face. I said, shit your pants, little buddy? No, and I said, all right, I'm going to go talk to your mom. Back outside.
Okay, back to school with little Kenny.
Yes.
So you graduated from school. What, in school, did you have a job, and what was your first car?
Oh, my first car my dad bought me when I was 14. I got a 55 two-door hardtop. That was that turquoise car.
Okay.
But now I didn't drive that car. We were going to build it for my 16th birthday, and because at that time, if you remember right, what car was like 1988, 89, 87, 88, 89, it was a 55 Chevy. Mm-hmm. Scott Sullivan's Cheese Whiz cars.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
I'm still a Tri-5 guy. So
yeah, I mean, when I think of the top 5 Tri-5 of all time, that's it.
Yeah.
So I was building my hardtop, painting it Cheese Whiz orange, but we never finished it. So I drove a 70 model Chevy pickup, and then that was kind of my first one I got to drive. Totaled it pretty damn quick. Run it off a deal and run off about a 20-foot bluff, hit a tree, and totaled it out. Shoved the motor back in the engine. And built another one, so yeah, that was it.
So did you have a job in high school?
Yeah, I worked at the dealerships. I wanted to be a mechanic, and so that's what I was going to do. I was going to be a mechanic, and got in there to realize I can't stand the smell of grease and oil.
I don't like gear lube. Oil's okay. Gear lube, no. I hate gear lube.
Oh, yeah. They get stinking this crap. I mean, I just can't stand the smell of it. It's like cut wood. I cannot stand the smell of a 2x4 cut wood.
Really? I've never heard anybody that.
I will almost puke if you take a 2x4 and cut it with skill. So Bob and Dad and them laugh all the time about it because I'll cut it and I'm like, I got to stop and clean the shop up and get every bit of it cut wood off of me. And so grease and oil is about the same. So
good to know.
I went to parts department, started working in parts, and then was a service manager at a young age. And then one of my best friends had a candy green F-150, and he worked at the Ford dealer in a body shop.
So that guy, Mike, I remember meeting him. I forget his name.
Mike Netherton.
But I remember this car. This is more Kenny stories. This is how Kenny lives his life. I remember we were at my birthday weekend. We were at the Magic Dragon show.
Lake of the Ozarks.
Lake of the Ozarks, where they parked you on the dam. I remember we were hanging out late at night. And we had a cabin on there. It was a fun, great time. Like they still do that show. I think it'd be fun to go back and get a cabin.
Was that the cabin that the sewer didn't work and they just
went down and pulled the clean out and out on the beach, and he's like, "That'll be good till you guys check out." And I'm like, "Okay." But anyway, this guy, it was Pro Street truck too, right? Candy red.
No,
or candy green. I mean,
candy green. I don't
know. Anyway, this guy comes up to you and was like, "Hey man, what's the paint coat on this?" And you were like. AB whatever 921. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just go to the paint. There was like a 10-minute conversation. Just go to the paint store, this place and this place. Just go to it. And we're like, how did you remember that? Because we're never really accused you of being the genius. Yeah, right. It's like, how do you remember that paint code? Have you painted a lot of them? He goes, no, it's the damn license plate number. So that poor guy was going on a wild goose chase trying to find this license plate number that was the candy green. Yeah, I remember that.
It was like that silver 33 Roadster I built. They were like, oh my God, what color silver is that? And I'm like, it's Coors Light can silver. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, just go to the dealer and tell me what Coors Light can silver.
What did you name the blue on the Chevelle?
But
Blue Balls Blue.
There you go.
Yeah.
All it was straight toner out of the can. All it was silver toner out of the can. I mean, yeah. Now we kind of like
some of these accidents are like karma coming back.
That's what I hear a lot.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Nothing malicious.
So when did you transfer into like the body shop side of the dealership?
Mike wanted me to come to work for him in the body shop. So my father-in-law was a body man, had a body shop all of his life, and I'd never done body work, and so I went to work for the body shop there, and Mike stayed about a year, and then I took over the body shop, and that was the year I got married, and been there ever since. Well, then we closed the dealership down in 2009, and at that point, me and the owner went into business together. And now,
so that was the shop that we went to there in Rogers, Arkansas.
Yep.
That was your first, the body shop or the dealership across the road basically closed, and you kept the body shop.
We kept
running that body. Is that body shop still running there? Is that still
that's our biggest shop. That one's still running, and we've got 6 more operating now. We've got number 7. The floors are done, getting ready to put the building up. Number 8 is just leased, waiting on the equipment. And number 9 is another business, calibration business also. So we'll have 9 up and going by January 1.
Wow.
So yeah, so that kind of has taken over. It's kind of dominated me.
So all the shit that Angie's put up with, she's finally getting the cash in.
Oh yeah, she'll get the cash in.
Is she still working in the medical industry, right?
She's over risk and compliance for 6 or 7 hospitals, and she does that still too, yes.
So I know this is hard to believe, but I don't know if it still is. Stopping and staying at the Davis house.
Mm-hmm.
You guys lived then. I know you still live in the same place. I don't know. It was still Dry County?
No.
So Angie worked in the the county, and she'd bring the beer home.
Right.
And I allegedly used to be surprised. It's like, because we weren't drinkers, or her family was. It's like, Angie drank like a 6-pack at dinner.
Oh, yeah. Now she still drinks. Yeah, she's still.
But the craziest thing, we still think this was set up just for us. They deny this. Kenny likes his iced beer, and he'll sit there in his recliner with his dog on his lap in the kitchen. When he gets low, he just shakes the ice. Angie gets up and gets him another beer. You remember that? She don't still do that.
She does on food and everything like that, yes. But we grew up.
Did you send her to a camp? Can I send my wife to get trained?
I mean, you got to remember though, her dad. That's all because of her mom and dad. Her mom and dad were that way. I mean, it wasn't any of this liberal crap about it. Oh God, we got to stay off this topic. Next topic. You don't want me on this topic. You do not want to get me onto this topic.
Like talk politics.
You do not want to get me onto this topic because but her dad, that's the way he was raised. I mean, he was raised that way, and
Angie was a daddy's.
And Angie was daddy's girl.
Yep. Carrie was a daddy's girl. So, her family did not teach her that. It was like, you thirsty, get your own damn drink.
No, Angie makes my guys at home. A lot of my best friends, their wives get so freaking mad because we'll go to a barbecue or something like that, and Angie say, "You want me to make you a plate?"
And Angie's hot.
And Angie's hot. And Angie is one hell of a cook. I mean, I didn't get fat like this for nothing. I mean, that woman can cook, man. She's a good cook.
I cook more here than Carrie does.
He does.
I can't cook grilled cheese, guys.
Seriously. I can't either.
I screw up grilled cheese.
I burn it.
Well, I did too because they didn't tell me I had to put bread on both sides.
I listened to
So when I flipped it over in the pan, it smoked the cheese.
See, I call crap on that because there's one, I forget what comedian, his uncle or something is a special needs, adult still living with, needs help. And it's like, we'll go to, I think it was the guy that does that tire show. what's his name on Netflix? Funny comedian. He just hosted the ESPYs.
Oh.
Anyway, he's a funny comedian. You want to watch that tire show on Netflix. It's funny. Anyway,
gotta figure out how to turn it on.
We go to a fancy restaurant, and it's like, all of a sudden I look over, he pulls a grilled cheese out of his pocket. And he's like, sneaks up in the middle of the night, makes grilled cheese. He just loves grilled cheese. So that's what I think of. Yeah,
we do. But I still can't make them. I burn them.
Oh.
I have attention deficit disorder.
Angel get a call and go in the other room. And none of our smoke detectors have batteries in them. Yeah.
I can see that with you for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to laugh about it. My buddy John, I got him a shirt one time that says, "Oh, look at that squirrel," and that's just him. He's the same way, man. Yeah. So
that's why I like to do these podcasts, because it makes me sit down and have a conversation. Because otherwise,
This is like our date night when we do it, because we're so busy we don't hardly have time. So this is an awkward threesome date. It really would have been way more fun if Angie would have came. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Back to Kenny's story.
Back to G-rated.
This is getting us flagged.
I know. Yeah, it's all right. It's not made for children.
Dave Shutton is. He likes to cuss too, and he was doing really good. Okay. We did him for like an hour and a half, and finally he said, "Carrie, I can't stand it," and he just F this, F that. At the end, he probably got 30 in at the end, like he was trying to set a world record. So he did really good.
Roger Lee's been on me about my F words and about my vocabulary, and trying to not use as many F words.
But what they say is people that use the F word a lot are genius.
Well, or they have a very good mind. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's as I get older a little bit too, I get a little bit more thinking about kids hearing it and stuff like that. And so
yeah, Carrie did.
I am awful.
She did a thing today talking to her friends Pat and Frankie from the motor show at RTO, and he lives close and he grills out and cooks, and his wife's always gone because she works in the drag racing industry and goes and writes stories at all the NHRA events. She did the Warren Johnson book, everything. She's a really good writer. And I was like, you can cook food for us. We'll come over and have a steak with you. Oh man, I might take you up on that
all the time. He's always talking about how good it is.
And Carrie just blurted out like it was like it couldn't have been any quieter at the cruise in.
And it was really loud. I go, put your meat where your mouth is.
And this one couple walked by and they started laughing. I said, well, that sounds dirty or kinky or something. It's like, well, now you've met my wife. So, yeah, and everybody knows how I cuss quite a bit too. And they're like, they'll see me come over to the autocross. And it's like, oh, you must have been on break. That wasn't you. And it's like, no, that is me. You have to censor yourself on the microphone, like you learned with Mike Wolf earlier today. You talk different when you're in front of the camera. So.
Man, that guy though, that motor, that early Harley collection, that early motorcycle collection.
Now I want to go to his house. I know where he used to live.
Super big fan of.
He says his good shit's at the house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He said he had like six. So he's got 6 like really rares
in the house. I want a vintage bike or milled, maybe a Harley with no fluids, like a broken. I would love like a broken Triumph motor block, just to build, and I want to build one and put in front of the window in the living room. Yeah. Carrie won't let me.
I don't. Not that I won't let you.
He says not when there's carpet, because she wants.
Oh, I want tile. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a bicycle.
Our house, we took all the engine stuff out. We had in our refrigerator, or in our kitchen, we had a real nice gas pump. My wife was kind enough to let me have in there. But we took all that out of the house. She won't let me do that anymore.
One of the guys that's got one of the coolest houses I've seen is met him California guy, Hothead Lou.
Good.
He's on Instagram. I don't have Facebook still. And he has like his centerpiece on his bar island, like his kitchen island, is a flathead intake with carburetors and air cleaner. I mean, he just has the first 4 issues of Hot Rod framed and put on the wall.
The one I watch on Instagram about houses is it Scott Gillian?
Yeah.
Those houses he's building out in Malibu with the airplane wings and the engines on them.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's got some really neat stuff.
He's got some nice Brizio cars too.
Yeah. That guy's got some really cool stuff. I like seeing that.
He owns the Kalari Coupe too.
I didn't know that.
He did at one time.
Yeah. I hadn't seen him on there in a while, so I mean, I don't know if he's winding them down or not. I know that one subdivision was pretty massive.
Yeah.
So
still wouldn't want to live in California.
So you're doing all the body shops, and you've got 9 body shops, but you also have a shop at home.
Yeah, we still got the hot rod shop. We still got it. It's got 3 of us in there: me, myself, my dad, and Bob Thrash.
Okay, so we started and got sidetracked. Imagine that, us 3. tell the relationship of Bob and your dad. How does that work?
So it pretty much starts at Dad starts at about 9:45. Bob starts at about 10 after his coffee. They work till about 11:30, and then they go to lunch every day.
They leave and go to lunch?
Oh yeah. They go back to town and go, because we live in the country. So they go to town every day, and then they eat, and then they come back, and then it's they got to go home and watch Wagon Train. That's code for take a nap.
And then, so your dad goes back to his house.
Yeah, which is just right up the street. Yeah, Bob probably goes to the camper. Bob sometimes stays and works too, but there's a lot of Wagon Train going on, I think.
Are you hired?
But they still get a lot done. I mean, they do actually get a lot. And then I get home, and when I get home, then they just mysteriously are both there sweating, wiping their brow, like how busy everybody's been. And but they got it done. I mean,
you don't have air conditioning in your shop,
yeah.
Your dad?
Oh yeah, but they still want to try to look. They might pour water.
Yeah. I could totally see your dad doing that.
I could too.
Yeah, oh my God, son, it was a rough day. So they do that. But we're at the point now where I don't care. I mean, I want to build. If it's not fun anymore, I'm not building a car.
Yeah.
We still got a couple really good customers' cars in there. We're no timeline shop. We don't want to build on a timeline. Mm-hmm. We don't want to have a timeline. We're not finishing it for a show. We're building it. Most of the time, we're not even taking the car anywhere. Yeah. We're doing a car for Jerry Covington right now. Rest his soul, passed away a while back, but his wife Kathleen. We're doing a really awesome 55 Chevy for her. We've got a really good customer.
I was always a fan of his bikes and the colors, which his son's still carrying the business on, right?
Well, so is Kathleen.
Okay.
So Kathleen's still doing
it. I follow him on Instagram. Really, like cool,
really good,
really cool color combinations, and I've got quite a few of their bikes screenshotted for car ideas.
Luckily with Jerry, we got to really talk to him about what he wanted, and Kathleen wants to exact finish what Jerry wanted, how he wanted it put together. That's the way we're going with it.
Is it going to be one color?
Black. Like my first girlfriend.
Okay.
And we're going to go, you like that one, don't you? So we're going to do, Angie doesn't like that.
No, she doesn't.
And she always gives me a hard time about that. But it's going to be black. And I'm trying to remember the guy that's going to do the interior. Not Sid Shavers. Ron Mangus. He went to school with Ron Mangus.
Oh, nice.
So he wants Ron to do the interior and everything. And it's twin turbo LSX, Speedtech chassis, really cool car. We're building, we got another customer by the name of Lee Jones. Lee's a young guy, not as young as I thought Lee was, but the other day we got to talking, he's older than I thought he was. I thought he was like in his high 30s, low 40s. We got a bunch for him, a bunch of C10 trucks. We're building that little bare metal, really kill Levi Green's original truck that went around the world and then come back. We're building that for him.
And I usually don't disagree with Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that truck could never look good at one time when it was first mocked up when Levi was doing it. But, But it's awesome. I dig it. I like it a lot.
It's going to be a super cool truck. Yeah. But I think Bob...
And the motor is, what is in that?
It's nobody, that's the crazy thing. Nobody knows who put the motor and transmission in the vehicle. Nobody. Nobody. Nope, not Levi, not the guy that bought it.
Did it not have that motor in it when Levi sold it?
I guess not. Not from what I understand.
I was thinking Levi had that motor mocked up in it because it's a weird something.
It's a 1.9 liter Volkswagen turbo diesel.
Yeah.
Hooked to a Toyota, West Wing Tell, a Toyota 4Runner 2-wheel drive, converted rear-wheel drive transmission. Bob's made all new intake manifolds and turbos and exhaust and air cleaners and everything for it, really converted it and got it really looking good. The guy's a genius. I mean, Bob, when it comes to making that stuff, this guy comes up with shit that I just can't figure out. And his artwork, guys, he'll take Sharpies.
He's seriously one of those guys. It's like, we drew this on a bar napkin.
Bob, the first time Bob come to work for me, it was when we were at the dealership still, and we were doing that silver Camaro, and we were doing the twin turbo S10, and I wanted Bob to come down and help on the graphics on those, and he came down, and the dealership, we had to run the body shop during the day, so Bob would start at 5 at night, work through the night. I'd get there the next morning, and Bob would draw characters on paper on the wall like a cartoon strip. And he would always draw me as a teddy bear. And it was like, sand with this grit. And I mean, it was like instructions, like, you sanded with this grit, you sanded with this grit. And that's what it was. But some of the artwork the man does is just, he'll draw on the table on Sharpie.
Just messing around.
Just messing around. I'll say, hey, man, I got this idea. What do you think of this? And he'll go, And it's either, I can look at him, I'm starting to figure out it's either you got a good idea or
you're out of your mind.
Or you fucking go back and sweep the floor.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that. And then he'll draw it out on the deal, and I'll hold on a minute, Bob, and I'll take pictures of it. And I mean, the guy's really helped me. I mean, he's really helped me learn metalwork a lot better. I mean, and the finishing techniques and stuff like that. Bob is really, really good at it. I really like having Bob there with me on it. Hopefully he never leaves. Hopefully he stays there and it continues. We're not about.
How long has he been there now?
4 years plus.
Yeah, well.
Was going to come for 6 weeks. And it's been 4 years plus.
Yeah.
I bought him a really nice place to stay, and he's got his own deal there and everything, and he's doing really good there, and he seems to like it. I don't tell him what time to get to work. I don't tell him what time he's got to do something.
I think he likes hanging out with your dad.
I think he likes.
Are you jealous that your dad hangs out with Bob more than he hangs out with you, or is it good to keep him away from you a little bit more?
Which one?
Yes. Yes.
My dad is a saint. There's no better man on the face of the earth than my dad and my business partner, Bob. Another business partner I got's named Bob also. Those two guys are really fundamental in me changing from the absolute shitbag I was to trying to be a better person in life is guys like my dad and Bob. They're really, really good people.
I think Angie had a little bit.
Angie's really good with it.
I'm going to say Izzy did too.
Oh man, my daughter. She's my daughter's
horses, all that stuff. And you think cars are expensive. Get into horses, right?
Oh my God.
Boats.
And boats.
And the horses.
Is she still into horses?
No. When she
got old enough that she has to foot the bills.
No.
Isn't that convenient?
That's funny. A while back we were doing something and I said, hey, you got the money to pay for that? She said, Dad, you always told me that's the man of the household's job was to pay for stuff. And she goes, I believe you're still the man of the household. And I went, oh boy.
I'm in trouble.
The stuff that I always come up with, my dad's just like, I never thought you'd listen to me all those years of little one-liners and the stupid stuff and the conversations I had. My mom quit acting like your dad. So
yeah. No, it's really good. The hot rod shop's fun. We got plenty of projects.
And you got a 55 going for yourself too.
We got a really cool 55 going.
I want to build a 55.
We've got that going. We've got a 67 going for myself truck for my wife. I'm building her this C10. That 55 is going to be really neat. We've got a all steel 40 Willys coupe that's going to be next, or I'm trying to buy a B400. And if I can get this B400 bought.
The other day you texted me. I read it wrong, I think. I thought it was an A400, but then you told me we're not going to say who has it because we don't want people know this car and that you don't want them trying to buy it.
Right.
But my buddy's still needing a set of top bows for an A400.
So there's an A in our town. I don't know if the guy's got any more parts.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a nice little restored
A for one that they're doing.
Good. Yeah.
So and I like it. Up around Chicago, and I really made them, and he don't make them.
And I really like an A400. I like an A400 probably just as well as I do a B.
Yeah, I'd still take the 32.
Well, because of the
A is a Model A for people that know. The B is a 32, but I think the B400 32 and the 32 Vicky is my all-time favorite 32. We want a roadster. She's made the decision. I have a chassis now for a 32. I'd like a little body to put on, even a glass one, and just red oxide it and cruise it.
Right.
But the 32 Vicky, there's a black one that runs around with mag Halibrands on it, that unpolished, deteriorated, I love that one that Rad Rides worked on. It's surprisingly, it's got Billet Specialties wheels on it, but it was one that Boyd's worked on.
Yeah, Bob, that was Michael Anthony's car, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was first built for Don Smith.
Was it?
Okay. I think, maybe.
And, it's one of those deals, as you get, I never thought I'd own an all-steel 40 Willys coupe, a 55 Chevy, a 58 Vet, all these cars. I've just got a collection of cars that I want to own.
Yeah. Talk about the Vet real quick.
So the Vet's a neat story. So the Vet is a 58 Vet that I met the guy in 1988 or 89 working at the Chevrolet dealer. And he'd come in there and he'd buy speed parts from me. And so I met this guy, really awesome guy, and he kept telling me about this Vet. He had this 58 Vet that he bought new, was his wife's car. And then he turned it into a race car. He went to the U.S. Nationals in '69 and won C Sport Modified at the U.S. Nationals in Indy in it. In '70, he moved from Buffalo, New York to Rogers, Arkansas, and put it in the garage. I seen it like '89. He showed it to me in the garage. It was a straight axle, 8-stack Hillborn injected, Pontiac rear, magnesium wheels, no windshield, 58 vet, just no front brakes, only rears, 4-speed car, just rowdy.
So when he raced it, it didn't have front brakes at all.
No front brakes. They were men back then.
Yeah.
So he had this car, and so time passes. Me and him kind of separate. I don't see him for a long time. I get to be really good friends with this young kid by the name of Eric. Eric had a green Model A, and we got to be really good friends. And then Eric tells me one day about this 58 Corvette that was his dad's. And I said, I've seen that car. He goes, nobody's seen that car. He goes, it's not been out. I said, your dad lives at the top of the hill at Prairie Creek on Apple Lane, third house to the right. He goes, you've seen the car. So Eric and I become really good friends for a lot of years. So his dad was still alive. The car was in the garage. Unfortunately, Eric's dad passed away. Stayed in the garage. Eric, he was a really great friend of mine. He got pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
And Eric,
that's a bad one.
Yeah. I lost 2 real good friends, him and Billy Davis. Remember Billy?
Was he pancreatic?
Billy had cancer, 2 or 3 kinds of cancer.
I love that dude.
Yeah,
he loved when I messed with him about his bedazzled jeans.
Oh yeah,
and his affliction shirts.
Yeah, Billy and Eric.
He always be like, "See what I'm wearing?"
Yes.
Yeah, he's like,
that about broke me for about a year. Those 2 guys.
I didn't know Aaron, but I knew Billy. He was a good guy.
But Eric, when he was, we went and got the car. When Eric, stage 4 last time, they said he was clean, everything good. About 3 months later, he calls me, he says, dude, it's back. And I'm like, no kidding. He goes, yeah, and there ain't no fix. I'm like, man. I said, what do you want to do? Same thing I told Billy. I said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to get my dad's car out. I said, let's go. So that Saturday, we went and got his dad's car out of the garage, dug it out, all these boxes, dug it out. We took it to my shop. We got it down there. This car had not been out of the building, guys. We go down there. We put a battery. The battery in the car was this long in the trunk with barbell weights.
For the weight. Like it was a big old tractor battery.
Oh, my God. Yeah, big old battery. I put a car battery in it. I'd not had mechanical injection in 15 years on a car. So I messed around there with it a few minutes, grabbed carb spray. I found the mag, Joe Hunt mag on it. Found the Joe Hunt mag. I found the switch, turned the switch on. Boom! Car fires and runs.
Oh, wow.
And so the car fires and runs. So I'm like, great. So we had it when Eric was going through all of his cancer stuff. So when we took Eric to hospice, unfortunately, Eric, on the way, Eric was like, hey, I need to talk to you about that vet. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And he goes, I want you to have it. And I said, I will not take the car. I said, I'll purchase the car. I said, but we're not even going to talk about a price. I said, you write it down on an envelope, give it to Paula. When Paula's ready to deal with it, we'll deal with it. I said, but we're not even talking about that crap. So Eric passed. I bought it from Paula, and that's the vet. So since then.
So when it was like that, it went on tour that one year with Hemmings. eBay Motors.
eBay found out about it because the only time I took it anywhere was the local cruise. But being home of Walmart, there was some guy there that had ties in with eBay and all that through Walmart. And they seen it. They leased the car for 6 months to take it around the country on a tour.
Yeah, because I remember you called it because they leased one of Ian Johnson's.
Yep.
And you're like, is this guy real?
Yep.
And then I called Ian and he's like, yeah, I guess it's real. So they took one of his vehicles on that tour also.
I tried to give the car to the NHRA Museum. They wouldn't take it. I talked to them at the Speedway Museum. They wouldn't take it. I talked to them at another museum in Amarillo. They wouldn't take it. And finally, so it just sat there around the house, straight axle. You couldn't do nothing with it. You couldn't drive it. I'm not a racer. I used to race. I drag cars before. Don't want to get back into that. As we're
because Angie won't let you.
Well, as we're building a street outlaw car right now, and not for me to drive, for Kyle to drive. And so I took the car out, put it on a roadster shop chassis, left the body and paint just like it was, and just put it down on chassis where the car could be driven now. Yeah. So that's a fun car. It's going to be fun. We're just getting it finished and getting it where we can drive it. So
what's the race car you said you're working on?
we're building a Chevy 2 Nova. It's got a all chromoly chassis in it, got a hammer ham rear under it, got big tires, got a 540-inch F3R one.
So it's a big tire car. It's not a radial tire car.
It's going to be a small tire car.
Okay.
But we're going to run it big tire first to make sure it's set up to be a small tire car.
Okay.
But we're going to put it on big tire first to get
that radial tire, small tire. Oh. It is nuts. They don't look as cool because I still like the big slick underneath of them, but. Man, they're really.
We got some boys in our hometown. There's one kid by the name of Derek Kelly. He's got a Mustang. And this Mustang, he drives it to work. I got a kid that works for me that's got an SN95 body style Mustang with a single turbo, big Allison. I think this car runs in the 7s. Ooh, and this with a parachute on the ass of it. This kid drives it 20 miles to work and drives his car. And I'm like, these guys are idiots. I mean, I had a drag car one time. I had an El Camino. It was a all-tube chassis, had a Shafroth motor in it. And first time I ever went really fast in it, I'd been 10-0s. Boring. So I called Scott Shafroth. I didn't have any money. I called Scott and I said, hey, you're getting a check in the mail today. And he's like, for what? And I said, I need a motor. And he goes, okay. And I said, I need short deck because my header's already built, car's already running. It had just a 700 horse motor in it. So he sends me this motor. I send him a $20,000 check. It's all the damn money I had. I mean, I didn't have $20,001. I had $20,000, got a cashier's check, sent it to him ahead of time. So he sends me a motor. I put it in the car. Long story short, I get it in the car. Billy, my best buddy, Billy Davis, he had alcohol funny cars. Mm-hmm. So I told him, I said, let's go to track tonight. So he's like, all right. So we go up to Mocan, middle of the cornfield, Mocan drag strip, about 3 lights, no shutdown area. He said, what are you going to do? I said, well, the car's ready. It's on alcohol, bird catcher, lurched like crazy. Blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm going to pull it up there. I said, I'm going to put it on the brake. I said, I'm going to leave. And I said, I'll shut it down and coast out. He said, Kenny, don't be a pussy. And I said, what? Sorry. And he said, you put the car on the needle. He said, you swing the needle. He said, you let off the brake. And he said, drive it out the back end. And I'm like, Billy, I've never been that fast. I said, this car's going to run salty. And he goes, don't be a pussy. Okay.
I can hear him saying that.
So, yeah, that's the way Billy was. So, sure enough, my dad's with me and Mom and my Angie and everybody. And we pull up and I'm pulling up to the deal. And I'm in this car and I'm leaning back about 20 degrees. And I got a funny carcade drum in. I got a neck brace on and I'm all this. And it's going, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, boy. And I look and I see people run into the staging line. And I'm like, oh, my God, here goes my ego. So I'm like, Dad. And I look at my dad, and my dad's up there, and he's just shaking his head. He's like, oh, God, son. So I pull up there, I do the burnout, and I run all the way through the lights, and not blown. So I run all the way through the lights, doing the burnout, and I back up, get my ass chewed by the starter. You can't go through the lights. You can't do that. I'm like, hey, I didn't know, sorry, I'm John Force. And so I back up, and I pull up there on the light, and I look over at everybody staged to the fence. My dad's shaking his head, and Billy's standing next to him, and Billy's going. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I'm sitting in this seat, and, man, I got my foot on the throttle, and I look up, and the tack's on 6. I got my finger on the trans brake, and I'm thinking, that transmission's coming through the floor. So I'm leaning like this on it. I let off that trans brake. When I do, that car goes out there, and it pulls the tires, pulls the front end. What thought to be 45 foot off the ground was probably about 8 inches, but it felt like I was going straight to Jupiter, man. All I could see was dark. I couldn't see nothing but Jupiter out there, and I'm like, here we go. I'm not Elon Musk, but I guess we're going to that planet next. That car goes out there, and I shut it down, boom, boom, and I hit the ground, and I come back up, my foot hits throttle again, up it goes in the air again, and I shut it down, and I got down to the end of the track, and I ran like a 9.0 at like 81 mile an hour. And I come around, I idle back up the deal. I nose it up into the trailer. I am shaking like a dog shit in peach seeds. I can't quit shaking. My knees are shaking. My knees are jerking. Angie's in the door, and I'm like, for the love of God, honey, do not talk to me. Do not let anybody else talk to me till I quit shaking. So that car, I raced that car about 5 or 6 more times and sold that car because I couldn't think fast enough for it, man. I'm not a drag guy. I can't think fast enough. Billy would go, what'd you shift at? Did I shift? Hell, I don't know that I shifted. I mean, the car I went to the other end.
Car, he never shifted, right?
No,
shift at all.
And I'm like, I don't.
Billy never drove it?
No, Billy wouldn't get in it. So the last time I sold it, I crossed the finish line at 8:30 at like 147, 157, somewhere like that. It ran like 8:30s, and it would do it on the dial every time. But I got to the end of the track, and I kind of shifted, and when I did, I pulled the steering wheel off, and I'm running like 130, 140 mile an hour. I pulled the steering wheel off. I'm like, the hell do I do now? So I just shoved it, and finally I hit the steering column again, and I turned it off the track. The whole time I had that car, I'd pull up to the line, and I'd straighten the steering wheel up. I had a little red line on it. I'd straighten the steering wheel up, and when I'd leave and I'd get to the other end of the track and down there, I'd get to moving around, and my steering wheel would be crooked. And I'm like, man, something weird. Of course, I didn't realize what it was. The end of the steering wheel had never been welded into the steering shaft. And I've been racing this car for years with it never welded in. I bought the car already a chassis done car, and they had never welded it in when I got it. And I guess it was just swedge fit, and it would loosen up, and the steering wheel would loosen up. I'd forget about it, not look. And so I'm not racing. So my buddy, this Nova we're doing, it's for a buddy of mine and me, and he's going to drive. Smart move. So he's a real good driver. So he's going to drive. But
he's a very good driver. Very good driver. Walker's on it 4.
I think he's a very good driver.
I think.
He has no fear. He has no fear. So we're going to let him drive. So how fast is he going to go? I don't know.
We'll take you over just past where the crew's in, about another 15
I'd
minutes.
like to go to Johnson's.
Well, no, that's different. This is our friends the trailer cabinets, Technocraft. They do nitro nostalgias, the rat trap racing,
really?
And the Sun runs an alcohol injected Hemi 7.0 in the UDRL, and they have Bonneville cars with multiple 200 plus records. So
you've been to Bonneville?
Yes.
Isn't it awesome?
It's the coolest thing.
So awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, if I had the money, we'd be building a Bonneville car right now, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I like Bonneville. I like Bonneville stuff.
They're all crazy out there, but we were blown away on how many motorcycles.
Oh
yeah. A lot of bikes.
Well, when we went that first time, we pull up there on the line, and I'm thinking really Bonneville's going to be car down through there. To realize it's car 45 minutes, 6 beers later, you can't hear anybody. All you hear is, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, even because you're so far away for safety.
But there's like 5 tracks.
Poteet in the Speed Demon.
Yeah.
It's like, you're listening to the radio, hanging out in the car, and it's like, well, here comes the Speed Demon, and okay, he's on a run, and then and then when he goes by, it's like, and then it kind of, but it's
we
parked a 7 mile for the big ones, a 5 timed and 2 to shut down, but I mean, you could hear. When they're running a 300, 400 plus mile an hour, man,
you can hear the difference.
It is like nothing you can explain. It is amazing.
We parked at like the 1 mile mark and half mile mark, 1 mile mark, whatever it was. And then we just got out and we're like, of course, everybody had warned us, hey, man, you got to wear spandex underwear and stuff because you're going to sunburn your gonads and all that.
Bounces up.
Yeah. So we're lubed up, look like a porn film, with stuff to keep us from sunburning. And because pits are right there.
Yeah.
What looked to be right there was 3 miles away.
Yeah.
On that
like I said, don't try to ride mini bikes out to the mountains.
No,
because you're probably not going to get there and back on your fuel. Yeah.
No, I mean it was a
very
good time.
Deceiving out there.
It was. But it amazed me, like we were talking, that you have $1 million team next to a guy with $20,000 in his car.
Mm-hmm. I remember the one guy who was in a motorcycle, just a couple spots down from like Poteet. He's in an old U-Haul truck that don't look like he's ever showered ever with a motorcycle. They don't let him camp on. You got to move down, but he's camping down around the bend where they have to move with the camp, a little bit of sleep out there. And but they're all friendly and welcoming. That's the cool thing about Bonneville.
We pulled into the camp or the bend to camp. Mm-hmm. So we rented a motorhome. We pull into there to the bend, and I'm like, hey man, I want to be able to sleep, and I know this shit's going to get rowdy through here. Hey, look at these 3 old men over here. I said, they're over here in the corner, and they're old men.
What happened to you? You used to be the instigator of all this.
So I pulled down there next to those 3 old men. So we're sitting down there 45 minutes later, and we get to bullshitting with them, and they're like, hey, you boys like to smoke? I'm like, no, I don't smoke. One of our guys, 2 of our guys, they like to smoke. And I'm like, no, I don't like to smoke, man. And he's like, okay. Well, that next thing I know, this dude pulls out a glass jar, and it was like all of a sudden it just started glowing. I mean, I almost accused him of having a light bulb in it.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of my guys went to smoke. They smoked a little bit with them, so knocked their ass out. So the next day we're back on the salt, and we're sitting there by the tent. We're sitting there under the awning, and allegedly we're sitting there by the awning, and these 2 guys are still passed out. And all of a sudden these 2 dudes roll up on their pit bikes. It was those 2 old men, and they're like, "What's up, fuckers?" And I'm like, "You guys need to roll on." I said, "Those boys are still knocked out in there." So, yeah, I mean, Bonneville come to find out those guys were legal growers out of California.
Mm.
They did that for a living. Their whole families were growing that shit. So, pretty neat. So,
Bonneville's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, Carrie, you have your questions?
All right. So I have 2 questions for you.
Oh,
The
boy.
first one, it's good. The first one is, what is your favorite event?
Okay.
And then the second one is, what is a car event that you've never been to that you would love to go to?
My favorite event is, I'm wearing the shirt from it, actually. It's the Gathering at the Rock. The Gathering at the Rock is an event that is not about the car show on Saturday. It's about the Thursday night and the Friday night and the drive on Friday. Man, the drive on Friday is about 130, 140 miles. And it's through these little towns in Oklahoma where they filmed the movies like Killer of the Flower Moon. When we were there, like year 1 or 2.
That's the movie, and Mike Cook was a little extra.
It's the movie. Mike Cook was the first scene in the movies. Mike Cook.
Yeah, I've not watched that movie yet.
It's really good. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and it was him in it, and it was filmed right there in Pasco. I think was the name of the town. But it's just such a good event because it's traditional cars.
You have to be accepted.
You got to be accepted.
400 and some cars.
Yeah, 400 and some cars. You got to be accepted, and it's just cool stuff, man. The hotel is this kind of boutique hotel, and out front we all just stand around and drink beer and talk cars.
Yeah,
man.
one of the hotels that some people I knew was a Frank Lloyd Wright Hotel, which I think they just closed that for last year's event. The Frank Lloyd Wright Hotel.
Yeah, I don't know that this
might have been in the next town or something. I know Cody Wall stayed there the one year, and he goes, it wasn't comfortable because they didn't really put air conditioning in stuff back then. The cooling system wasn't very good.
But that's
the show on the main day, the Saturday, because it's Friday.
It's at Frank Lloyd Wright's deal called Woolarock.
No, that was I thought it was the family that started Phillips 66.
That's not Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips 66.
Yeah, it's Phillips's place. It's called Woolarock, and it's got the world's largest Indian artifact collection in a museum.
And there's buffalo walking around and stuff.
The buffalo are there, but they're not in the show area.
No,
but
right.
they're there, and there's buffalo and all kinds of stuff in there. And it just driving in and out of it's cool, but the tour of it is just
blowing your phone up.
Nah, a bunch of my idiots at home, buddies. Let me turn them off. How do you turn them off? There you go. And it's a really cool event. But again, the drive on Friday, the reliability run is the shit, man.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. You said that from the start, and everybody, it's like, man, they just love it. I need to get down there. We're so busy in the fall trying to get to events, and I don't know if I'll make it. They've always invited to Chevelle because it's hot rod enough to be accepted.
To go.
It's one of our bucket list ones, for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
The other one, I don't know that you'll call it a car event. It's got cars, but I want to go to Burning Man Festival.
Oh, yeah.
I want the art stuff at the Burning Man Festival, the arty cars, the stuff like that. I love people watching. I love freak watching. I just think Burning Man would be just super cool to go to.
Ian Roussel, we had him on the podcast. You know, Ian, he does that every year, builds us something to ride around on. He just loves it.
I just like the people watching. I just think going to that would be, super cool. They used to have the Hot Rod Hill Climb in Colorado. I think that's gone now. I don't think they have it anymore.
The majority of car guys, the event that they want to go to, if they have not been, is the Moonite show over in Japan. I think that would be an awesome event to go to.
Yeah, I think that one would be pretty cool. We were in Italy last year. There's, you think about what the culture is and how much car culture is in America, and you get to other countries and realize there ain't no car culture. I mean, there's countries that don't have car culture.
And I follow some pages. Sweden has a good custom car culture.
Yeah.
I don't know how big it is when you get there. And our BMX girl, Lily, her boyfriend, she's over there in Norway right now. It's like there's not car. He can't comprehend cars at all because that's not his family.
Yeah.
You know. So I showed him some pages and some hot rod shops or customs. Lead sleds are big over there. And I was like, man, this is, he goes, well, I've never seen it. Now he's paid attention. He's like, oh yeah, I've seen this car cruising or whatever. But you realize us car people, we're like this in the world. And to non-car people, I mean, we grew up either friends, even your family had either a stock car racer or the motorcycle guys or demolition derby people or something. And it's like, when you're not into any of that, the people that don't, they cannot understand what you do. It's like today, what do you mean there was a chance of rain? You go and hang out, you just park along the city streets and talk cars with people? Yeah.
Well, the great thing about it is you go cross country. I mean, you guys are the same way we are with it. We go cross country and I do a lot of business trips with these body shop culture stuff. And so a while back I was with one of my guys was with me and we were in Dallas, I think it was. Yeah, we were in Dallas. And we had a day to do stuff, and it's kind of a spare day. And I said, hey, you want to go run around there? And he's like, yeah. So he goes, where are we going? I said, well, we're going to go see where Kennedy was shot. And so I'm down there, and we're going over where Kennedy was shot. And he goes, how do you watch this? How do you know this? And I'm like, how do you not know this?
Right.
But then we started Hot Rod Shop. We went to Murray's, and we went to Riggs's, and we went to bought some roofs and hood skins and stuff from the metal place up there. And he's like, how do you know these guys? I'm like, man, in our world, we know people everywhere. So we've been broke down before. We've had problems for it. You guys have had problems for it. Other people have had problems, and we've helped them fix stuff. And we were going to Columbus one year, me and my dad. We were towing I had an F-250 truck, 100,000 miles, and it had a trailer on the back, and we had my 57 on it. We're running down the road, and all of a sudden I look in the rearview mirror, and I see puff of white smoke, and I'm like, great, I know what this is. Within 4 or 5 miles, we'd blown a head gasket. So we're pulled over in this gas station, and I'm sitting there thinking, all right. Dad's like, what are we going to do, son? And I said, we're going to hold on 1 minute. So I got on the phone. I called Tom Opoff. I said, hey, Tom. I said, here's where we're at, and here's what we got going on. I said, I need some help. He said, dude.
Back when he was still in Indy?
Yeah. He said, dude, just hang right there for a minute.
Yeah.
About an hour later, Tom rolled up with a 1-ton dually and a trailer and another 1-ton dually.
Yeah.
And he said, take this dually, put your car on the back of it, go to Columbus. He said, my next door neighbor across the street, that's what he does, is fixes 6.0 trucks. And he said he'll have it fixed by Sunday on your way home.
Yeah. Tom's good people.
I mean, it's just that kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean,
I had that happen when I still live in Illinois. I had my Ford Power Stroke, and like an oil line came, really started, looked in my, it's running down the front of my trailer. I'm like, so I got over to the rest area, just outside of Peoria, the bottom before you climb the big hill. So I called Chuck, and his buddy loaned me non-air conditioned, but a dually to get to Columbus that weekend. And there was a puddle of oil, and they picked it up and hauled it and got it back home to my place. And
same thing. I mean, it's just what we do. I mean, we know people, and we get to talk with people, and it's just a good time.
Yep. Consider him to be family.
So we've talked an hour and a half. I figured this would go a lot further, but I know he's got to get back into Nashville, and we're going to go see the shop. And anything else you want to add? You want to thank? You better thank your wife.
Oh, man. You can't thank your wife enough. I mean, I'll tell you how good my wife is. Our honeymoon was Street Machine Nationals, DuQuoin, Illinois. So, I mean, my wife, my dad, Bob, all my guys, man. I mean, everybody that I work with and work around, and all my friends, man. Everybody that watches this thing, I hope it was.
So I've got a story I want to add. I'm going to censor this in a little bit. So I remember, and I won't say their names, it's some of your guys that when you were at the body shop, and these guys worked in the detail shop, and I think we won't say their names because I think you've mentioned their names a few times, and they always bragged about the women that they had when they were young and single boys. And you're like,
I remember this.
I'm censoring this. I was like, you're like, I got to see proof of what these girls are.
So that was none of the guys that I've mentioned. Okay, let's go there.
Let's clear that up.
But this was a long time ago. This was 30 years ago.
It was one of the guys that worked there, yes.
Yeah. And
a long time ago.
So they allegedly brought in a videotape with a girl.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, I believe you. And they're like, no, look a little closer. The video was filmed on your desk in your office.
Yes, it was.
That's a classic.
Yes, it was.
There's more to that story, but that's the censored version of the story.
Yeah. Yes, it was. And the funny thing about that was the day they filmed that, I was out of town. So my assistant manager was the one that cleaned the desk up the next day. And when he found out, he was not happy. Yes.
Did they have to go to HR?
Well, that's the funny thing about our body shop business. For years, guess who was HR?
You?
I was HR.
That's what they've learned. She's the HR at their company. It's like,
they try to say it's Wally, and it's like between me and Wally, it's like...
Yeah.
We've had to replace me as HR with the body shop now. I mean, we've got HR people now.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many, like, at your biggest shop, well, how many employees do you have over all the shops?
I think there's 120 of us.
Oh, my.
Yeah, 120.
I
think we do 100. I think we're at 120 right now, and we're getting ready to open 3 more.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I mean, we do a big business.
You're a lot smarter than you look.
Got good people. You replace yourself.
That's right.
You put yourself with smarter people.
That's exactly right.
No, body shop business is a lot of fun, and that's what's kind of taken me away from the car business for the hot rod business for a while. Is trying to concentrate.
Like I say, you got a real job. We always joke, and
you've got to concentrate on that.
I've seen a clip of the Roadster Shop guys. It's like, we need a new thing. Do we need a new Jesse James to teach kids that you can make money doing this? We all joke that we build hot rods, we're not making money, but some of these people are making good money doing it. But
I'm telling you what, in the body business, I've got guys. So my oldest person that works with us is Bob. Then there's me. There's probably 3 out of 120 that are over the age of 50. I have got guys in their 30s and in their 40s making way over 6 figures. Okay. High 6 figures. Mm-hmm. Good guys that are making money, that are talented, that don't have degrees. They're not college guys.
And they probably got saved by
super smart guys.
An auto class or an uncle or a community college or whatever like that.
So, but we're a body shop that's going a different route too. We're not your conventional body shop. And everybody will say that. We're not conventional. Our body shop is written and derived by an OEM procedure. So I know it sounds boring, but when you crash your new car, there's 2 ways to fix your car. You can fix it like the 70-year-old body man that knows how to fix a car because that's all he's done for 70 years. Or you got a guy that reads the manufacturer's procedure on how to put the panel on the car and how many welds it's supposed to have, what wire it's supposed to have, what gauge it's supposed to have, what's the drill bit supposed to be, everything to that car.
That's where like the ASE training comes in.
This is way over top of iCar and ASE. Okay. This is top level stuff is what this is. I mean, we're like certified by all the manufacturers. We're Tesla, Rivians, C8s, General Motors, Ford, Hyundai, Chrysler. I mean, that's what we fix.
I remember seeing a thing, the numbers I'm off, but a Rivian got hit. And I'm not a big electric fan.
I know the one you're talking about.
Rivians are really good looking, though. I think they're
actually a really good car.
And it got like a tailgate in the back of a bedside. And they're like, I want to say it was $30,000 because that's why those bodies are so cool. The bedside goes all the way up and above the doors, and you have to take all the interior. You have to service all that. But that's what makes those vehicles. They look so cool because they're so smooth and clean.
I could show you like new Ford trucks. Mm-hmm. You go buy your new Ford truck. Up until about a year ago, if you went and bought your new Ford truck and you drove over a rock and ripped the running board off, it totaled the truck. Okay, because there was 8 studs that stuck out from the inside of the inner wheel that held your running board. Well, to replace those 8 studs, you had to take the roof, the outer B pillars, the doors, the rear cab panel, the inner B pillar, the A pillar, everything had to come off of it to the floor to put that one panel in.
So you cuss these engineers a little bit.
Oh my God.
I did that.
They finally changed the design where you can cut it out now and replace it.
I didn't cuss, but I was on the microphone and there was a Mustang on Sunday, and like some of them performance Mustangs, hurts my ears, the sound of it. There was one with a little less. I don't know if it's what they put on all these performance aftermarket or if that's what they sound like. And I was like, I want to go, and I said this on the microphone, I want to go to Ford, meet the engineers that come out with the sound dynamics, and I want to punch him in the neck. It's like,
I got a kid that works for me. It's got one of the new Mustangs, and it's got the worst sounding exhaust on it. I just beg him every day just my HR girl has just got to the point now where she's told him, when you leave out of the body shop, you better be under like 3,000 RPM until you get out of sight.
Is that a stock exhaust on that? Like
no, I think his has got.
Yeah, I think they're after, because we had a couple other Mustangs and they didn't sound like that. I don't know what brand, but it's like obviously it's a high flow. I mean, this guy had a fast autocross car. He's a very good driver. It fender flares on it. Really cool. Very good driver.
But that's the kind of stuff these new cars are coming out with. I mean, you look at Harley. Harley's a patented sound, I think. You listen to the sound of an LS motor, you listen to the sound of an LT motor, you listen to the sound of a Coyote motor. They've got that hit that's the right way.
Tucker great-grandsons or great-great-grandsons, the twins that work with Rob Ida, they were on my show. That's what the one did. He worked for the subcontract that GM hired to make the sound dynamics for like whatever vets or something, the C7s or something.
When we were rolling out of your cars at coffee a little bit ago, there's one of the new Chryslers, the new EV Chrysler car. Looks like a Charger, and what it's the longer.
Oh, I missed that one.
It's a charcoal gray, rumbling.
Oh, I did see that.
Rumbling out there. Rumbling.
Yeah.
It's EV. It's got speakers under it.
Yeah.
It's got speakers to make it sound like
I remember I'm a new product judge at SEMA, and years ago when the EV cars were just coming, somebody entered that.
Yeah.
This aftermarket sound. Like,
you ever drove an EV?
Yeah. They're fun. They're fun. Yeah. I don't want one. We've had a rental car. I drove it like an idiot. They're fun, but we could never find a place to charge it.
I'll tell you what, they're even if you don't want it, they're going to take over a bunch of stuff, guys.
If you don't understand it, go to a go-kart place. That's the electric
K1,
the torque.
K1 speed.
Yeah, I mean they're fun. I was like, I'm not against them.
Right.
I just don't want to be forced into it.
You're right.
Yeah, I think there's enough for everything. But yeah, we had a Hyundai, and it was a great car. It was fun. And playing with all the different, the gauges changed from green to red, and she's like, quit it. And I was like, it's a rental. You're supposed to drive it like this.
We're the Tesla certified facility in Rivian, which is funny because in Northwest Arkansas, you've got the wives all drive Teslas, soccer moms all drive Teslas, all drive Rivians. The dad drives big lifted up F-250s, Duramax diesels.
Yeah.
So I get both
one
ends
extreme
of
to the other.
I get it both.
Yeah.
Mom's trying to save the world, dad's burning the dinosaurs up, so.
Around Tennessee, it seems like the soccer moms have lifted Jeeps with ducks across the dash.
Oh my God, the duck deal! Yep. My daughter had a Jeep. That's what she drove, and she had no ducks in it. My daughter ain't gonna put up with that shit. She's like, "That's retarded. I'm not dealing with it."
I was talking to that has a Jeep, and I was like, "You got ducks?" Yes. I go, "Why?" I don't know. I just started giving them to me.
It's like a Corvette. Having a Corvette, I think you got to own New Balances.
You have to.
Yeah, exactly. I own no New Balances, and I got two Vets. So, yeah, those are on clouds.
Yeah.
So
that's the step up from New Balance.
It is.
Yeah.
But
my dad, you can't joke because my dad has white New Balance and then white Walmart shoes, and I was like, oh, you drive the Vet, and he doesn't get the humor.
He doesn't understand.
My dad wears those Skechers all the time, and I bought him a pair of on clouds. I'm like, hey, you really got to try these shoes. They're really good. He goes and cuts the tongue and then has the tongue sewn up so he can put his foot instead of sliding it in. And I'm like, Dad, really? Come on, man.
Dad.
I'm like, really, Pops? So, no, been a lot of fun, guys. Been enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys' friendship on everything. And
absolutely.
The years and years.
For a long time.
We love you, buddy.
Love you guys.
Thanks for doing this. And it's like, I kind of forgot you were coming, and it's like, texted me the other day and was like, how far are you from downtown? It's like, oh, you're in town, aren't you? Hey, we're actually home. So I kind of sweet talked you to come down. So the cruise in. And like, well, he's not always there, but it was a good timing today.
Let me just go ahead and say this. I love my daughter and I love my wife to death, but it was this or a mimosa festival.
I'm not sure that's a compliment.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to a mimosa festival.
So Angie's mad at us because Kenny's not at the mimosa thing.
Probably.
Yeah. Sorry. I already had to go to Dolly Parton's restaurant the other day, and I was the only guy in the whole place whose wrist wasn't limped. I mean, and I'm like, thank God I love my daughter, and that's why I went. But yeah, it was pretty touchy.
Is it a restaurant, the Dolly Parton place?
Yeah, that's some deal down there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think
they had a hotel and everything, don't they?
I couldn't even tell you what
stuff changes downtown. So
but it was on a rooftop.
Everything's on a rooftop.
Yeah, it was on a rooftop.
And whoever's hot, I mean, Dolly Parton's a legend, but there's a Kid Rock bar down there, and there's like whoever's the new hot whatever. In 6 months, there'll be a name on that.
Yeah, we went to Jelly Rolls, we went to Kid Rock's and Aldean's, and my daughter drugged me to Miranda Lambert's, and we went
which
there.
They have very good tacos.
Which they actually had the guy on the stage there was probably the better singer.
Yeah.
Of any of them.
Oh, there's some amazing
live.
I'm not a country person, she is, but I love live entertainment, so we'll go down there and not very only when people come in, but
it was really good.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Enjoyed.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, we want to thank Kenny Davis.
Thanks.
From Kenny Davis Hot Rods. You can find him as KD Hot Rods on Instagram, right? KD
I think
Hot
it's
Rods.
still there. I think there's still an Instagram page.
Yeah. I don't have Facebook, so I'm an Instagram guy. So I want to thank Kenny. Lifelong friendship. We want to thank him for being the guest on the Strange Motion Way. We'll see you next time.
Hot wife.
Low standards. I can't see.
Right there.
The Strange Motion Way podcast, brought to you by
Royal Purple. Premium synthetic motor oils and high-performance chemicals have been designed to improve performance, provide long-term protection, and give you the confidence to push your vehicle to the limit. Royal Purple Premium Synthetic Motor Oils.
Hey welders, ready to upgrade your gear and save some serious dough in the process? The Miller Build with Blue Savings and Rebate Program has you covered. Find amazing deals and cashback rebates on a wide range of Miller products, from welders to plasma cutters and everything in between, all backed by our 3-year warranty. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take advantage of the Miller Build with Blue program now. Visit us online or stop by your nearest Miller distributor today to start saving.